Hello MotoGP fans, welcome back to ZNGP today. Marc Marquez has been riding a wave of success this season, with his most recent win at Misano marking his third victory of the year. However, as always, Marquez remains reflective on both his performance and the broader dynamics of MotoGP. In a candid interview with El Larguero, the Spanish rider opened up about his recent victories, handling rivalries, and the importance of sportsmanship. Here's what he had to say. Reigning MotoGP champion Pecco Bagnaia gave a humorous piece of advice to Marc Marquez, who will join him at Ducati in 2025. During the post-race press conference at Misano, Bagnaia warned Marquez not to trust their future team boss, Davide Tardozzi, especially when it comes to weather predictions. Here's more on their exchange. Andrea Dovizioso, a 15-time MotoGP race winner, has recently found himself back in the MotoGP paddock, sparking rumors about a potential full-time test rider role with Yamaha. While Dovizioso hasn't committed to any future plans, his recent outings on the M1 machine have raised questions about his involvement with the team next season. Here's what he had to say about the speculation surrounding his future with Yamaha. Don't forget to click subscribe button and the bell icon for MotoGP news update. For Marquez, Misano brought a different kind of win compared to his victory at Motorland Aragon. Both tracks hold significance for him, but the emotions attached to each win were distinct. The Aragon victory, because it was my first with Ducati, was an emotional explosion. It was a victory you could see coming during the weekend, whereas in Misano, I didn't expect to win starting from 9th. Quote from Marc Marquez. Marquez's triumph at Misano came despite a challenging start from the third row of the grid. He admitted that his qualifying mistake nearly cost him a shot at the podium, but persistence and a bit of luck helped him recover during the race. Starting from 9th, I always tried to do my best, but I had no chance of winning. I was very satisfied to lead the race, set the track record, and get away. Rivalries are nothing new in MotoGP, and Marquez has faced his share of criticism from fans over the years. After his win at Misano, he acknowledged the boos from the crowd but praised Pecco Bagnaia for his gracious gesture. I heard the boos, but compared to 2017, they were nothing. Bagnaia asking the fans not to boo says a lot about him, Marquez told by Motosan. Marquez emphasized the importance of knowing when to take the spotlight and when to step back. At Misano, he felt it was Bagnaia's moment, with the Italian fans cheering for their home rider. Marquez believes there's no need for provocation, even in moments of victory. When it's not your time, it's not your time. In Aragon, it was the time for the three Spaniards on the podium. But at Misano, it was Pecco's moment. The Spaniard also reflected on how athletes handle criticism and the negativity that sometimes comes with being in the spotlight. For Marquez, letting go of others' opinions is crucial to staying focused and continuing to perform at his best. A person who is happy about another's failure is very unhappy in their own life. Your happiness shouldn't depend on another person's failure. With the MotoGP championship fight heating up, Marquez remains cautious about making any predictions. He views the competition between Bagnaia and Martin as too close to call and doesn't see a clear frontrunner just yet. I wouldn't dare bet on either. They're so evenly matched, and whoever leads after the first lap wins, Marquez concluded. Marc Marquez continues to prove himself as not only a top rider, but also a thoughtful and reflective competitor. As the season progresses, his focus on improvement, sportsmanship, and strategic racing will be key in the race for the title. Stay with us for more updates on MotoGP's thrilling championship battle. The MotoGP San Marino Grand Prix saw rain play a critical role in the race, adding unexpected tension to the event. While forecasts predicted rain after the race, it arrived earlier than expected, just before the MotoGP race began. Despite the wet conditions, some riders, including Jorge Martin, opted to pit for wet tires, hoping to gain an advantage. Martin's decision backfired, as the rain didn't intensify enough to wet the track, leaving him scrambling to switch back to dry tires and ultimately finishing far behind. Bagnaia, familiar with the Misano circuit from his VR46 Riders Academy training, decided to stay out on his dry bike, confident that the rain wouldn't last long enough to require a pit stop. However, when the rain fell harder than he expected, Bagnaia joked that his decision might have been influenced by the jinx of Ducati team manager Davide Tardozzi. In the press conference following the race, Bagnaia humorously blamed Tardozzi for the unexpected rain. According to Bagnaia, whenever Tardozzi makes a prediction, the opposite seems to happen. "I looked at the radar, and I was pretty sure the rain wouldn't come. But Davide Tardozzi, before the race, said it won't rain and well." Quote from Pecco Bagnaia. This prompted a light-hearted question from Marc Marquez, who will team up with Bagnaia at Ducati in 2025. "So next year I don't need to believe Davide, right?" Quote from Marc Marquez. Bagnaia didn't miss the opportunity to give Marquez some fun advice for their future partnership. "Never believe Davide. As for weather forecasts, never. Every time he says something, the opposite happens." Quote from Pecco Bagnaia. Bagnaia's playful jab at Tardozzi brought laughter to the press room, showing the reigning champion's relaxed attitude even in the face of tricky race conditions. His camaraderie with Marquez, despite their future rivalry at Ducati, added a fun dynamic to the post-race conference. Pecco Bagnaia's advice to Marc Marquez about Ducati team manager Davide Tardozzi provided a light-hearted moment in what was otherwise a tense weekend at Misano. As the two prepared to join forces at Ducati in 2025, their chemistry off the track promises to be as entertaining as their performances on it. Dovizioso retired from MotoGP in 2022 after struggling with form during his stint with RNF Yamaha. However, the Italian rider recently returned to the track, testing Yamaha's M1 bike at Misano before the San Marino Grand Prix, filling in for Cal Crutchlow, who is recovering from surgery. "I did a test at Mugello a month before, and after that when I came here, to Misano, the feeling was normal. I was able to push, and my braking style came back. That was a good feeling." Quote from Andrea Dovizioso. Despite being away from competitive racing for 2 years, Dovizioso's pace during the Misano test was impressive, considering the significant developments that have occurred in MotoGP during his time off. "The lap time was not too bad. In 2 years, a lot of things have happened. The bikes are much faster, for many reasons, and the development, especially with the tires, has been huge." Dovizioso's recent testing duties have fueled speculation that Yamaha might offer him a full-time test rider role next year. However, when asked about this possibility, the former Honda and Ducati rider remained non-committal. "I don't know. This is not the right moment to speak about that. They, Yamaha, are involved in a lot of things, including creating the second team with Pramac. It's a process step by step." While Dovizioso didn't confirm any future plans, he hinted at the strong relationship he has with Yamaha, as well as the challenges the Japanese manufacturer faces in closing the gap to its competitors. "For the future, I don't know. We have a really good relationship with Yamaha. They have to recover a big gap, but everything takes time and has to be step by step." Dovizioso's experience with the M1 bike, both from when it was competitive in 2012 and from his more recent outings, makes him a valuable asset to Yamaha. He also shares a strong working relationship with Yamaha's technical director, Max Bartolini, from their time together at Ducati. "It was so nice to spend more days with them on the track. They are living in a strange situation. The competitors are very, very strong." Concluded from Andrea Dovizioso. Although Dovizioso is not ready to discuss a full-time testing role, his recent outings suggest that the Italian could play a key part in Yamaha's efforts to regain competitiveness in MotoGP. Andrea Dovizioso's return to MotoGP has sparked plenty of speculation, but for now, the veteran rider remains focused on his testing duties. Whether he takes on a full-time role with Yamaha remains to be seen. We'll continue to monitor this developing story as Yamaha looks to bounce back in the MotoGP paddock.